Today, we're journeying back in time to a place that is absolutely shrouded in legend and some pretty astonishing ingenuity. We're talking about a true giant mystery from ancient Malta.
What you're looking at here is the megalithic temple complex of Ġgantija. And get this, before a single stone was laid for the Great Pyramid of Giza, before anyone even dreamed up Stonehenge, an ancient people on this tiny island were building something, well, something truly monumental.
Just let that number sink in. 5,500 years old. These temples go all the way back to around 3600 BC. That makes them some of the oldest freestanding stone buildings in the entire world. It's an incredible testament to a culture from the Neolithic era that we know so little about. And that brings us right to the heart of its mystery. The name itself, Ġgantija, literally means place of giants. For centuries, locals would look at these colossal limestone blocks and, they could only come up with one possible explanation for how they got there. Yeah, this wasn't just some passing thought. It got woven right into the fabric of local folklore, giving birth to the legend of a really remarkable figure. The story goes that a giantess named Sansuna, powered by nothing more than fava beans and honey, built these temples all by herself. And she did it while nursing her child. It's such a beautiful, mythical answer to an absolutely epic question. Who on earth could build something this massive? But, as cool as that legend is, archaeology tells a story that's maybe even more incredible. Not a story about giants, but a story about human beings with just remarkable skill and intelligence. You have to remember, the people who built Ġgantija were living in the Stone Age. They didn't have any metal tools to cut the stone. The wheel? Nope, hadn't been invented yet. So, seriously, how did they move these gigantic stones that weighed several tons? Well, the solution they came up with was brilliantly simple. Archaeologists have found tons of these little spherical stones all over the site. They think they were used as ball bearings. You just place them under a massive slab, and you can roll it into position. It's an absolutely ingenious feat of Neolithic engineering. And the way they built the walls was just as clever. They would build two parallel walls, an inner one and an outer one, and then they just fill the gap between them with rubble. This created these incredibly thick, stable walls that have lasted for millennia, all without a single drop of mortar. Okay, so we have a pretty good idea of how they built it, but that brings up the next huge question. Why? What was the whole point of this massive undertaking? The layout itself gives us a few clues. The complex is actually two temples built side by side, and each one has these little semicircular chambers, or apsis. It creates this very distinctive clover-leaf shape that's actually pretty common for Malta's megalithic sites. Inside these chambers, archaeologists found a gold mine of evidence. We're talking altars, animal bones that suggest ritual sacrifices, and all sorts of statues and figurines that point towards a fertility cult. There's even a stone at the entrance with a little basin carved into it, which some people think was used for purification rites before worshippers could step into the sacred space. So, after its original builders vanished, Ġgantija just fell into ruin and was slowly swallowed by the landscape for thousands of years. That is, until its modern story began. This comparison is just fantastic. Seriously, look at this. On the left, there's a watercolor from the late 1700s, and you can just barely see the tops of the stones poking out of the ground. Then, on the right, you see the fully excavated site as it looks today. It's such a powerful visual of the long journey to bring this monument back to light. And that journey had some pretty major milestones. The first clearing back in 1827. Well, it wasn't exactly a scientific excavation, and a lot was probably lost. But in the 20th century, a real effort began. The government took over the land to protect it, and in 1980, it got the global recognition it deserved when it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That all led to 2013, when a new heritage park opened up to really preserve the site and improve how we all experience it. So, what does this ancient place mean to us now, here in the 21st century? Because its story definitely didn't end with this excavation. In a lot of ways, it was just getting started.
Today, Ġgantija is a lot of different things to a lot of different people. It's a huge piece of Malta's national identity, a major tourist hotspot, and a puzzle that academics are still trying to piece together. It's also been embraced by the global goddess movement, with some people seeing the two temples as representing a mother and daughter, connecting it back to these ancient ideas of female divinity. So, whether you see it as the work of the giantess Sansuna or as the product of incredible human ingenuity, you just can't deny its power. It is a direct physical link to our deep past, a structure that has literally witnessed over 5,500 years of human history.
And that's what makes it so captivating, isn't it? For everything we've learned, you just know the stones of Ġgantija are still holding on to their secrets. It really makes you wonder, what other mysteries are still buried there, just waiting for us to uncover?